Hey guys, Louie here and welcome back to Acorn Hill. It's May. Happy Mother's Day to all of you wonderful women and wonderful mothers out there who have been caring for your kids throughout the generations, to all the grandmas down to the different generations of mothers, our friends, our siblings, our cousins, nieces, and nephews. We thank you again for being the wonderful women that you are and for making this world a better place through your kids. You ladies deserve this day, and for me, what could be a better post on this vlog and on our channel than to represent you through the flower that for us, for Kat and I, reminds us always of spring and reminds us of Mother's Day. Today's the day when we tell you a little bit about our peonies. Now, I've been growing peonies for a little over a decade, from our first property back in the Northeast now to our new property here in Acorn Hill. And our mission, I have always wanted to grow different kinds of peonies. There are two types, herbaceous and the tree peonies, and recently the intersectional peony came out. It's a good cross between the herbaceous, which usually dies back and goes back to the ground, and the tree peony, which is pretty much woody and stays up. This doesn't flop. The intersectional also holds flowers and blooms that are similar, and a good cross between a hybrid between the blousy herbaceous and the usually one petal, double petal tree peonies. What I plan on doing today is go around the property and show you individual blooms and individual types of peonies and tell you a little bit more about them. Peonies are easy to grow. Peonies come from tubers or roots when you buy them, and all those roots want is to be planted near the surface of the soil. So let's have a look around in the garden. Let me show you what I have. First up is our Monsieur Peony. This vigorous heirloom is from France and was introduced in 1888. As you can see, it produces large double bomb type flowers, and it can measure 8 inches across. This is pretty big and smelling like roses. Their light rose pink and silver-hued center petals with light green foliage really gives this voluptuous flower a nice statement in the garden. The tall stems may need staking, and this is what I did. And there's a video that I've put on one of my vlogs on the channel, and I will put the link on how we can stake roses and the way and manner that I do them for mine here in the garden. In another garden bed, right beside these rust orange-colored German bearded iris, is also another peony. This is a peony called Bowl of Beauty. It's a modern twist on a traditional peony. It's got massive blooms, which again measures 10 to 12 inches, and have pink guard petals with a mound of pale lemon yellow center floret or staminodes. The other important thing about this peony that attracted us to it is that it won the European Flower Shows and the Royal Horticultural Society's Award of Garden Merit back in the UK. It's deer resistant, and it grows well in well-draining, deep and fertile soil. And that, my friends, is our Bowl of Beauty peony. Next peony is the first vibrant yellow hybrid peony. It's the Bartonzella Peony. Peonies are a successful crossing of a tree peony and a bush peony. This hybrid exhibits only the best traits of its peony parents. It's uniquely yellow, its extra large flowers are 6 to 8 inches across, and it forms a robust and winter hardy plant. This is the second year for my peonies, and last year I only had one bloom. This year we are expecting at least 8 blooms in one peony, and we have several of them dotted across the property. This sensational variety delivers extra large, uniquely yellow blooms. It has glossy green foliage, starting out as copper burgundy in the spring and provides interest throughout the season. The Bartonzella Peony. A peony in our collection that has a mouth-watering name is the Sorbet Peony. It is a peony with unusual pink and white 5 to 7 inch double blooms, which are fragrant and provide a breathtaking display when they grace the plant the first summer after planting, and that is really true. These blooms, I measured them, they're actually 7.5 inches across. Looking at the bloom structure of this peony, it's what's called a bomb type peony. So it's almost like an explosion from the middle of it, with the white petals and alternating white and pink as it proceeds out. The flowers are approximately 6 to 7 inches in diameter. For the foliage, their leaves are deep green, glossy leaves, very ornamental throughout the growing season. So I'm very careful with peonies, as some of them can develop mold and can develop wilt. In my case, I'm trying to make sure that I water them deeply and water at the roots, not on the foliage, because that's what promotes all the mold to develop, which happens to be the common issue among foliage of peonies. The next peony, and the one that you are currently seeing on the clip, is the common but always highly reliable Sarah Bernhardt peony. The Sarah Bernhardt peony was introduced in 1906. This beloved peony is also perhaps the best known. It has rich, rose pink double flowers, edged in lighter pink, with a few petals showing crimson tips. Staking is definitely needed for these generous 8-inch blooms. These flowers are full and heavy. Now I want to briefly interrupt our peony tour and show you these very unusual, I think they've hybridized throughout our garden, but they are peach-colored irises that are raging and in full bloom during the production of this vlog. These are located on the upper garden right behind the retaining wall, which is also the same spot where I have on the lower section a row of these peonies. By the peonies, I also have some Dutch irises that are currently showing good color this year. Alright, so back to our regularly scheduled peony tour. This peony on our peony collection really gives us that flower power. This, my friends, is the garden treasure ITOH peony. ITOH peonies really give us more bang for our buck. The garden treasure ITOH is fragrant, stiff-stemmed flowers in the uniformly open yellow-golden color with that distinctive scarlet coloration in the interior of the flower. The garden treasure peony is big by nature. When it came in the mail, the roots are pretty huge. They are similar in size to a small sweet potato. According to the plant description and the breeder, these majestic plants may form a 5-foot wide mound at maturity and yield 4 to 5 dozen blooms. So with all of that, we'll see how it performs in the next couple of years. This is the garden treasure ITOH peony. Now, as you can see from this clip, I have used bamboo stakes and twine string to make sure that we support them prior to having all these blooms come out and prior to all the foliage maturing up. These blousy and voluptuous blooms are full and heavy, and when good rain soaks them up, they become droopy, soaking wet, which can ruin the blooms when they start drooping down and touch the ground. Staking peonies is just part of peony care that I really don't mind doing. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I have a peony staking video that I will put down on the description of this video and also as a card on the screen so you can click on it and refer to it. For the remainder clips of this vlog, I wanted to show you some of the other peonies that we have. These are the Sarah Bernhardt peonies that I was able to get half off last year. I planted 3 or 4 of them in a big row, and this year they are giving us, in one plant, there are about 12 blooms per plant, and I'm really getting a whole lot more harvest for this row of peonies this growing season. For my best tips to grow perfect peonies, plant them near the surface, make sure that they have a lot of compost and rich manure where they are planted, well-draining soil and proper sunlight, and let them rip. Thanks for joining me, guys, on this capsule tour of our property, of our Peony Tour this year. One day we will do a proper spring garden tour. Right now, I am focused on doing plant profiles and individual plant tours, which in my view works pretty well, and it makes us appreciate plants even more. Thank you for being with me today. For those of you who have just stumbled on the channel and are still learning about Acorn Hill, subscribe to Acorn Hill. There's certainly a lot of learning to be had, and hopefully this year we can give you a lot more something new to learn from. For now, this is Louie, enjoying all the peonies here in the backyard, and we'll see you back here in Acorn Hill. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.